over on the grid then, from what I'm seeing so far, it looks like all of our drivers are on slick tyres. Nobody's gone for the wet option. That cloud that came down on us hasn't changed anything that the Junior X30 drivers are going to do. Let's speak to Max Yule then. Max, how's your weekend been going so far? And are you worried about the water on the track at all, as your kart rolls away?
I'm not really worried about the water, just because it's the same for everyone. But my weekend's been going all right. Struggled a little bit for pace, but it's been going good so far.
And then obviously you get 2 chances this weekend, you know, today and tomorrow. And I have seen that you've had some good pace in practice. So do you think tomorrow might be your chance instead of today?
Hopefully, we made a couple of changes on the kart. Hopefully that works out and tomorrow will be better.
Good to speak to you there, Max. We'll keep heading up the grid, like I said. Mechanic behind me there saying his trolley was on a mad one. Like I said, nobody has gone for the wet option, and from what I can see over on the circuit as well, it is drying up pretty quickly. We'll keep heading up, keep going. We'll catch up with Ian Kraling, then one of our overseas drivers. Ian, how are you getting on at this track?
Good, yeah. The track is really fast. Have a lot of last corners and a lot of straights, and it makes fun to drive.
I think it's quite a unique track as well. It's really tight, it's really fast. How does it compare to some of the European tracks?
In European it's completely different, also the driving style, also the tires. For me you can't really compare it because the tires and the engines are really different. But in the Europe there's much more corners and it's not so bumpy like in the UK.
I think I caught up with you at Wilton Mill and you said it is so bumpy here in the UK.
Yeah, also in Shenington it's a bit bumpy, not like in Wilton Mill, but still it's bumpy.
And I just asked Max Yule, who's starting a little bit further back there, are you worried about the water on the track at all, or are you just going to take it as it comes?
I just take it how it comes. Like, I need to drive and I make my job.
Best of luck then to you, Ian. We'll keep heading up the grid as we have got a little bit more time. We've got Riley Cranham there in the Fusion kart. We'll speak to Riley, the number 18. Riley, how have things been going so far this weekend for you?
It's been all right, we've been a bit unfortunate.
Why? What's been going on?
I mean, we had a penalty in the first team and got a bit unfortunate in qualifying.
And then are you hoping for a little bit more rain, or do you want it to stay off?
I think I prefer it to be dry.
Good luck then to you, Riley. We'll keep heading up. We've still got more time. And like I said, I can't see anybody that has gone for the wet option. And the track now is completely dry. We'll catch up with Monday quickly as well, teammate of Riley. Monday, how are you feeling ahead of this race?
Confident.
Confident why? What's made you feel like that?
Just in the zone.
And then Fusion Motorsport, what have they said to you ahead of this race to make sure that you're fast and to get you up to the front?
Keep focused, keep looking forward and try and go with the pack.
Good luck then to you, Monday. I'm going to throw back up to the comms box now as we head underway for this race.
Back once again here at Shenington. It's event 6 of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships. Ready for the last race of the first day here. It's the X30 Junior Final. Let's take you through the grid then for this last race of the day. Taylor Orridge starts on pole position. Harrison Whittingham alongside on the front row. Harrison Mackie and Morgan Moore start on row number 2. On row 3, it's Thomas Minspearing and Cameron Edmonds. On row 4, George Edgar and Montejudy Canini.
On row number 5, Aaron Richardson and Mayan Patel, then Zach Green and Riley Cranham, Harry Walsh and Aryan Kraling, Sam Branston and Monty Brathwaite.
Row 9, Joey Brown and Charlie Kitely, Kenzo Craigie and Max Ewell on row number 10. George Quartermain and Aston Sharp go from row 11. Xiao Shenji and Hamish Forrest start on row number 12.
Dylan Patel and Jack McLaughlin are up next, then Archie Owen and Theo Lestrange. Then Evan Purcell, Laith Khan, Sky Parker, Nat Johnson, your repechage qualifiers. Zef Nürnberger makes it in, as does shotgun on the field, Charlie Myers. So, as the false start flag goes up, that means that Jacob Bashler, with rear bumper askew, did not make it through post-race scrutineering without incurring a 5-second penalty. Oh, now, other thing I know. Oh.
Not bumper, gaining an unfair advantage at some point in the race.
Ah, okay. Now, we've had Mathercast, and Mathercast says no more rain.
No more rain, and it's
which
dry out
is
there.
just as well, because everybody is out there on slick Comet bones. Oof.
And again, I say it's been here enough times. It dries quick. It dries really quick. You get the wind whipping across the circuit. There's a reason why the RAF built an airbase here, ladies and gentlemen, back many moons ago. It's windy. Anyway, into the tram lines. Green light, last race of the day. X30 Junior final is go into the first couple of corners. They're all scrambling through, four wide in the middle of the pack through Cafe Corner, but it's Taylor Orridge who emerges from the battle in first, heading down into Stratford for the first time, and straight away, Henry, Orridge wants to control this one, defensive to the inside.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a melee at the back of the field.
I was going to say, when we look back at this race, Mondi Junior Canini going into Stratford Corner, he must have been at least a 50-degree angle sideways under braking, trying to pass about 3 drivers round the outside. Now, Harrison Whitcomb has dropped back, as we've had the number, what was that, the number 32 Kart, or was it the 22 who was off the track there briefly? I've got to say,
Johnston, yeah.
GP plate blocking. Well, I suppose if your cart is at that angle, you are blocking most of the track. However, that's got more to do with the lack of traction than Taylor Orridge being obstructive, although he is, it's a fine line, defending your position and blocking. And obviously, the officials felt that Taylor Orridge crossed that line. It's just a warning, though, no penalty, as Mackie and Min Spearing and Mayan Patel. Okay, let's talk about Mayan Patel's day. Up, down, up, down. At the moment, it is up, and we've got a new race leader, and it's Harrison Mackie.
And Harrison Mackie does like these conditions. I had the pleasure of watching a number of his races this year. Thinking back to some races of his time in Europe, where on that changeover, Harrison Mackie, in his great big almost TARDIS-like bag of skills, is being able to read grip and get the tyres to switch on. It's one of his more underrated, as Whitcomb's on the attack, trying to get down the inside of Patel for 4th place. And, you know, I don't think Harrison Mackie has quite been at 100% in terms of, really close moment there. That's going to offer the opportunity for Canini to get down the inside on Whitcomb for 5th place. We've not been talking about Harrison Mackie, a heat win, another heat win, another heat win. He's been in that 3rd, 4th place region, but this is exactly the kind of race where he can take it to the rest of the field and show why he is the championship leader.
I mean, you know, I know that braking is a new Olympic sport, but my word, Taylor Orridge is throwing shapes up at the front of the field. Great kart control, and into the Bruno chicane, frantic action. Lap times aren't what they were when it was bone dry, but it's not far off, so this track conditions are by no means completely clear, and yet these youngsters are still putting on this kind of show, throwing caution to the wind, and it's literally inches away from disaster. And yet, apart from 1 or 2 spins at the back of the field on the opening lap, everybody else, and look at this, now Mackie has to defend, and Orange up the inside takes the race lead back. And we've got a lead group of 5. It's Fusion. No, it's George Gibbons Motorsport leading Fusion, leading Argenti, leading Jade, leading Argenti. And then a gap back to 6th place driver, Iron Kraling. So welcome to the UK, Iron.
Iron Kraling, he's actually in one of those really difficult positions right now, being between 2 groups.
Yes.
Here at Shenington. He'll be striving to just keep himself away from this lot here. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. George Edgar, Zach Green, Cameron Edmonds, all of that group. Riley Cranham's had a very quiet day. They're in 12th place at the moment.
And for a driver who is 3rd in the point standings, it is not the day to have a quiet day. Round 5 out of 8 is not a day to be somewhat anonymous. I have to say, same goes, I've got to say, for Kenzo Craigie. You know, Kenzo at the moment, where is Kenzo on the field? 13th. He is 13th. You know, this is, we said it earlier, Andrew, this is where if you wanted, and that wide, Harrison Whittaker and Mayan Patel, and Iron up over the back, Iron Kraling up over the back of Mayan Patel. And when I said Iron's day has gone up and down, I didn't quite mean literally here. Well, obviously, Taylor Orridge is upset that I said that Finley Lines was a human highlight reel. And he goes, no. When the Karting UK TikTok feed is updated with loads of funky little edits, he wants to be the starring role. Oh, Harry Ewell out of the race. And that is our first retirement, believe it or not. We are down to... Nat Johnson has had a moment like, oh my goodness me, that was so close. Orridge and Markey, they are, without making contact, no C word, they are tearing strips off each other.
And we've still got 6.5 minutes of this to go. Harrison Whittaker's trying to get across to this group as well. There he is with the red helmet. He's got some really good pace. In this middle phase. He's just got purple through sector number 2 because he knows these 3 are going to fight tooth and nail for the next few laps. Whittaker's catching them. Whittaker's going to come into this party here, and the driver with arguably the best form in across the junior ranks, whether it be Rotax, whether it be Miami, and the X30. This young man from Wales, Harrison Whittaker, is getting stronger and stronger and stronger as the season goes on. Mackie defensive into Stratford. I tell you the other important thing for me at this stage, Henry, 2 Argentis in this group as well.
Yes, indeed they are. Morgan Moore is next. Great drive again from Morgan Moore, working hard. George Edgar, fastest lap of the race for Mick Barrett Racing. The Cumbrian, who has done so many millions of laps around wet and windy Rowra in his day. These type conditions shooting down to the ground. Wow, Taylor Orridge. What do you expect? Taylor Orridge, new leader. George Gibbons Motorsport, GP plate holder. Min spearing up the second. Now, Harrison Whittaker, he's in the top 3 British drivers in the FIA karting rankings. Currently led by Finley Lines, who would have increased that lead after his win today. But Whittaker, he won the Junior Rotax final at PFI that never was, for reasons that we won't go into here. He then won the Junior Rotax final at Warden Law, even though he finished second on the road behind William Antrobus, who got a penalty. He hasn't won a final on the road. He's got 2 first-place trophies, but hasn't taken the checkered flag to do his own little funky celebration. He will be desperate to do that. He'll be desperate to say that, look, I can win one when all is fair and equal and everything is as normal. That will be weighing on his mind. Championship is also weighing on his mind, although he is only 8th the championship. I think Miami this year it's about winning races, not about winning the bigger picture. Harrison Mackie and Taylor Orridge, they're battling for the championship, and they have thrown caution to the wind. And watch for George Edgar creeping into the picture now in 6th position. We're going to have a 6-car battle with 4 minutes to go. I tell thee now.
Well, it definitely looks like that is going to be the case. We asked at the start of the weekend, could anybody beat Harrison Mackie? At the moment, it looks like Harrison Mackie's not even going to be on the podium. That, I've got to say, is a bit of a surprise. Orridge won here last week, has multiple plates to choose from now in terms of which one he displays, but he still displays proudly that GP plate won of Kart Masters last year.
We could do EP and G, you can choose?
Yep.
Isn't that what they gave Lance Armstrong? No? I don't know.
Something along those lines.
But he's going with the GP plate, and he'll be defending that last week. There comes George Edgar. So now we have got George Gibbons Motorsport leading Argenti, leading Fusion, leading Premium Karting, leading Mick Barrett Racing. Great variety up here at the front. Variety is the spice of life, ladies and gentlemen. And Whitcomb now has his eyes on Taylor Orridge.
Has indeed got a bit of an assist from Harrison Mackie through and into the first turn there. Did come at the cost to his teammate Thomas Min-Spearing, who's now behind Morgan Moore. Morgan Moore, who was on the podium here last week in the final for X30 Junior. 2 minutes and 40 to go. I know there's been a lot of overtaking in this race, Henry, but I just feel this one's not quite got going. We've not quite had the Olympic flame illuminated yet, but it might be now, because Whitcomb's on the inside, and out go both Whitcomb and Orridge. It will not be podiums for them on Saturday here at Shenington. A lot of damage to Taylor Orridge. I do hope he's okay. Harrison Mackie takes the lead of the race. Morgan Moore's up onto the podium, as is George Edgar.
Look at them all pointing, saying, go, go, go. You were just talking about the Olympic flame. Sadly, it has been extinguished. And I'm looking, and Taylor Orridge, he's holding his arm up. He is standing. He's walked away from his cart. He's taken his gloves off, but that was at the rear, the very hot metallic rear bumper with moving rear tyre, chains and all that kind of stuff. Sprockets went over Taylor Orridge. He's looking down there. He is with our race director Nigel Edwards. He's probably seeing if there's Whitcomb.
Joey Brown and Harrison Whitcomb.
Yeah, I think Harrison Whitcomb there in his attempts to get back up the field. And that is game over for Harrison Whitcomb. He's desperately trying. You can, we didn't see the incident. All we saw was Joey Brown giving a somewhat desultory remarks towards Harrison Whitcomb. And I think, Taylor Orridge, it was bubbling up, and it just boiled over. However, we got a new battle. We got a Battenberg flag, and with a minute to go, that should be game over. Have to say, there's carts left, right, and centre off the side of the circuit, and there's Harrison Whitcomb back into the race. I was about to say we're going to have a new battle for the lead because George Edgar was closing on Harrison Mackie, hand over fist. That has been nullified. Well, Harrison Mackie and his brother Lewis, Nanny June, the whole Mackie clan are going to be very, very happy with this, because with Orridge out of the race and Cranham only 9th, provisionally Harrison Mackie has a monstrous lead in the championship with 3 rounds to go.
Sometimes championship bids are decided by
not by what you do yourself.
By moments for others, and it's about keeping a cool head yourself. Harrison Mackie's won a lot of races in 2024. I don't think he's won one quite like this. Not that he will care too much about that, because he's going to take another haul of points. There will be this lap plus one more. The timer has now ticked over to 0.
I was going to say Harrison Mackie's won a lot of races in 2024, but he hasn't won one like this. You and I have commentated on a lot of races in 2024, and we haven't commentated on a race like this. The clock has struck 0. Let's have a rundown. It looks like you're going to get a podium for Morgan Moore. Thomas Min-Spearing in 4th. Zach Green 5th. Take a bow. Cameron Edmonds and the Optima Performance team. That is a top 6 finish. Oh, we're going green for the final lap. I don't believe it. And Mackie's got a jump on the field. I could have sworn, as sure as eggs are eggs, that was it, game over. But that caught everyone by surprise, including us up in the commentary box.
Zach Green down the inside for Thomas Min-Spearing. That's going to decide the podium. It's just been a question of which positions on the podium our three drivers are going to take. Or are we speaking too soon? We've seen so much in this race. Harrison Mackie is clear. Well, he was wise to it. He was focused, as he has been throughout the course of 2024. He's not going to win the championship this weekend, but this could be a defining win at Shenington. Harrison Mackie does it again for Fusion Motorsport. George Edgar is on the podium for Mick Barrett Racing for the first time this season, and Morgan Moore and Premium Karting are there as well. They did it last week at Super Prix. They've now done it in the Wera Tools British Kart Championships.
And the only other driver that was wide awake for that restart was Cameron Edmonds, who both he and Mayan Patel pass Thomas Min-Spearing for 7th, Cranham 8th, Craigie 9th, Iron Crailing 10th. Oh, look at Morgan Moore. There's a happy little Irishman. He is going to be pleased that you can see the relief there, Morgan Moore. George Edgar, fastest lap of the race. I just wonder if they were a little bit more awake, or if there was, more of a night, if they're a bit close together, whether Edgar would have had something on the last lap for Mackie. But do you know what? That's great to see. Third place driver with the biggest smile on the winner. That tells you all you need to know. He's happy with that, and so he should be. Morgan Moore's driven very, very well this
And it's been coming. It's been coming all season for Morgan Moore and Premium Karting. Again, it really establishing themselves this season as a team. Not the biggest team in the paddock, but one of the hardest working and delivering again. They've had more results at a European level than a British Kart Championships level, but they'll be delighted with that podium. Yes, indeed.
Okay, well, let's have a look. There's a 15-minute highlights package coming out of this one, Andrew. Here we go. Now, I want to say, if we do have a look at coming into Stratford Corner on the first lap, there's Mondi Junior Canini in the middle of the pack. Now, this is great racing. We were looking out of the window. No, we didn't see Canini Junior getting, sideways more ways than one. But the pass is kept coming and coming and coming. Mackie seems to be able to make the overtake without getting his kart all crossed up. Orange, every single time, the back end stepping out. Superb kart control from Taylor Orange. This is when we had a lead group of 5, and that was so close. That was
Spearing and Orange.
Yeah, and that was unfortunately that was a foreshadowing of things to come. But now let's have a look. This is another Orange spectacular. There he is. Lost count the amount of lead changes.
It was another one of those races that we've seen across the juniors in 2024. This was the moment where Whitcomb down the inside on his own teammate. That's where that was a very shrewd move by Harrison Mackie. Reading that we have seen Argenti overtakes this year, and he took advantage of it. Knew Spearing was going to lose out there. That I do really think, as the rest of the race played out, was a very key move for Harrison Mackie. Let's head down to Nicole Sutherland. She's in Parc Fermé.
Over in Parc Fermé then with Harrison Mackie, our race winner. Harrison, big win again. How are you feeling?
It's great. Obviously, I'm really happy because the team and everyone's been putting so much work in, and to keep this consistency has been great.
And we saw a bit of an incident on track between Taylor Orange and Harrison Whitcomb. What was your take on that? Did you see it?
Well, Whitcomb went for the move. There's obviously a bit of contact on the apex corner, and they both went off. But after that, I was just had to get my head down, keep going. But the baton bow scared me, though.
Why?
I know. I just started shitting myself. I was like, oh shit. I got really scared. I was like, no, my gap's gone. But I got a good restart, and off it went.
And then something I do want to talk to you about as well is the FIA international ranking, because in Junior X30 you're currently ranked #1 in the world. Is that a confidence boost, or is it a bit of pressure? How do you find it?
Yeah, now we're talking about it. I looked at it at the start of this week, I was actually quite happy about it. I went and showed my dad and my mum, and they were like, well done. I was like, be more proud.
Great to speak to you then, Harrison. We'll see you later on.
Thank you.
I do want to talk to George Edgar as well. He's over here behind his Mick Barrett kart. We'll speak to George about his second. George, can we quickly catch up with you? That's a good result. You're having a good year so far. You're going strength to strength with the Mick Barrett team after moving there from Fusion. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. Obviously, first year in junior, it's always going to be hard, but it took a while, but we finally got there and managed to be on the podium. Just one more step to get to the top step, so it's good.
And I think you've been driving around this track for quite a while. You're familiar with how tight it is, how much defending goes on. How do you manage that throughout the race?
Yeah, I think this track's like really different to other tracks 'cause it's got long straights and fast corners, so the toll's like worth a lot and it's hard to get away, so that means the racing's always tight and it just makes it a very hard race. And as you saw then, there were some crashes, but it's always going to happen.
Great to speak to you then, George. Congratulations.
Podium ceremony from round 5 yesterday. We start this evening with the top 3 in the winning mechanic from yesterday's X30 Junior final. We're going to give a round of applause to one of our drivers who unfortunately has had to take the flight home back from Birmingham. So a big round of applause, please, for 3rd place for Premium Karting, driver number 16, Morgan Moore. In 2nd place in yesterday's final, please welcome from Mick Barrett Racing, driver number 17, George Edgar. And your winner of round 5 of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships in X30 Junior for Fusion Motorsport, please welcome driver 21, Harrison Mackey. And of course, his winning mechanic, please welcome Lewis Mackey.